محمد عبد الله ورسوله سلام ربه رحمة للعالمين. So we cannot leave Surah Al-Baqarah without talking about Ayat Al-Kursi, the greatest ayah in the Quran. There are several ahadith that talk about the greatness and the value of this ayah. And we know that the ulama of tafsir, they say if there is a verse from the Quran, we know that surahs in the Quran have names, right? But if there is a verse inside the surah that has a special name, then this means that this verse is so great. Yani say for example, Ayat al-Mujadala, like at the beginning of Surah al-Mujadala. This is how the ayah is called, Ayat al-Mujadala. Also, if you have Ayat al-Dayn, the ayah about debts at the end of Surah al-Baqarah, it means it's a very important and precious verse. Also, this ayah, Ayat al-Kursi, the verse of Al-Kursi, right? So if it has a special name, it means it's a very unique verse in the Quran. The Prophet ﷺ asked Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu anhu في الحديث الصحيح في الصحاح أي القرآن أعظم يعني أي آية في القرآن أعظم فقال أبي رضي الله عنه آية الكرسي فهنأه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بعلمه. So in this authentic hadith, the Prophet ﷺ asked Ubay ibn Ka'b about the greatest verse in the Quran, and Ubay radiallahu anhu says without hesitation, Ayat al-Kursi, this ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. So the Prophet ﷺ commended him for his great knowledge. There's another hadith from the Prophet ﷺ, it's also authentic. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من قرأ آية الكرسي في دبر كل صلاة مكتوبة لم يمنعه من دخول الجنة إلا الموت أو إلا أن يموت كما أخبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم says whoever recites آية الكرسي after every fard, namaz or salah, the only thing standing between them and Jannah is death. As soon as they die, they go to Jannah. This shows you how important this verse is. A couple of linguistic things about this ayah before we get into some details. The most frequently mentioned letters in آية الكرسي الحروف أكثر الحروف تكرارا في آية الكرسي هي ألف ولام وميم. The first ayah in the surah, Alif, Lam, Mim. These are the most frequently mentioned letters in this verse. Number two, the ayah has 9 verses. If you compare the first ayah to ayah number 9, they match very perfectly. Like Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. It talks about the qualities of Allah, al-hayyul qayyum. And at the end, wa huwa al-aliyyul azim. 2 qualities of Allah, al-aliyyul azim. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. The second sentence in the ayah matches verse number 8 at the end, right? لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم ولا يؤوده حفظهما. He doesn't fall asleep, no slumber overtakes him, and at the end he never gets tired. So it matches perfectly. The third ayah, له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. Everything in the heavens and the earth belongs to him. It matches with ayah number, verse number, or actually sentence number 7 at the end. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. His kursi encompasses everything in the heavens and the earth. So, sentence 1 with sentence number 9, sentence number 2 with sentence number 8 and 7, and actually 3 with 7, and so on and so forth. The one in the middle at the center, sentence number 5, it says يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم. He knows whatever comes before and whatever comes after, right? So it matches perfectly. It's like a mirror. You know, the first half is repeated in the second half in a slightly different style, but it is used for emphasis, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what comes before and what comes after. So why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah talk about His power and His greatness? Because the ayah before He says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَنفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ. Oh, you believe, provide or spend, donate from what Allah has given you. He doesn't need you anyway. This is what He is saying in Ayat al-Kursi, that everything in this world belongs to Him. Your money, your car, you yourself belong to Allah. So if you provide, if you donate, you help yourself. You're not helping Him in any way. So this is why He talks about His power and His wealth and greatness. The ayah after, He's talking about La ikraha fi din. There's no need to push people to accept Islam. He's saying the truth stands out clearly from falsehood. right? So you don't have to push anyone to accept Islam. If Allah wanted all people to take Shahada, He would have made them believers by default. I remember asking a sister, we sent the pamphlet to Welland City, and she came and I asked her, why did you accept Islam? She said, as soon as she read the pamphlet, she decided that this was the truth. And she said one thing, that no one would read something like this, and no one would see the truth clearly in front of their eyes and ignore it except a fool. And I told her, this is what Allah says in the Quran, وَمَنْ يَرْغَبُ عَنْ مِلَّةِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ إِلَّا مَنْ سَفِهَ نَفْسَهُ. Only a fool would ignore the millah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes himself in this ayah as Al-Hayy, the ever-living. There was nothing before him, there's nothing after him. He was before time and he is after time. Okay, if we are described in Jannah as Khalidun, we'll be in Jannah forever, what makes our khulud, our eternity different from his? His eternity has no beginning or end. When we go to Jannah to stay forever, our eternity has a beginning because we're dead before He raised us from the dead, then He gave a Jannah forever. So our eternity is not complete, His eternity is complete. Al-Qayyum, He is the all-sustaining. He's providing for everyone. He doesn't need us, but He's providing for us. Even those who deny Him, even those who worship someone else, those who worship animals, those who worship other human beings, He's still providing for him. Even those who deny His existence, like Karl Marx and others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, He is providing for them. He is not denying them food or provision, and this is out of His rahmah for His creation. On the day of judgment, everyone will be accountable, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward everyone according to decisions and their choices in this life. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best in this life and the best in the life to come. The question for last night